guys, and welcome back to another FPV Guide video. I'm Bo Lorenzen, and I'm hanging out here with Patrick from Roswell Test Crash Crew. Test Flight Crew.
Flight Test Crew, actually.
How could I get it that wrong that many times? Patrick, we've been coming here and running into each other for years now.
Literally years.
And I need to, because you use a microphone, I don't. So you need to speak up.
I'll project.
Yeah.
People tell me I'm really good at that.
Girlfriends have told me that. So, what are you seeing this year?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm finding this a very heartening year. Last year, it seemed like there wasn't as much new stuff, and what it was kind of wasn't up to snuff vis-a-vis, let's say, the industry leader. But now that we're back, I'm seeing some stuff that's really getting me excited, like the new Evo from Autel Robotics. That's a slick-looking little robot. I mean, sure, you can see some of the Mavic heritage in there, but it's going to stand on its own right.
I think actually the Evo is interesting because we shot videos there at the same time yesterday. And I was posting mine over beers last night, and between last night and now, it's got 4,000 views.
Oh, yeah.
So other than being the new product, it tells me that you guys out there are interested in other brands.
Yeah, and I think Autel in particular with their X-Star line, there was a tremendous amount of interest around that, and I never really saw it die away. If you look at the quotes on the video we did about it, I'm sure there are a lot of Autel fans out there, and with good reason.
Well, the Autel camera, I tested them last year at Dynamic Range, and the Autel camera before the Phantom 4 Pro was the best camera, or 12.5 stops of Dynamic Range.
And one little detail I noticed about the Evo was that the camera on their front-mounted 3-axis gimbal was a big sucker. It was much physically larger than the camera on the Mavic, and I'm guessing that's going to translate into more capability.
Well, there's two cameras coming for the Evo. There is the camera, the standard one, and it's set to also be coming out with a 1-inch sensor.
Wow.
Which, for some reason, 1 inch is now defined as 16mm diagonal. I have no idea how that became 1 inch.
Don't trouble yourself, Bo. These questions don't have answers.
Yeah.
Now, what did you think about the X Dynamics? They're very similarly named Evolve quadcopter.
Instant hard-on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The aircraft, which is a monocoque carbon fiber airframe, I mean, the aircraft looks slick as hell. And it's really sturdy. You see in my video, I'm trying to twist it. It's tough. But oh my God, that controller, this is hands down the best controller for any drone I've ever seen. I mean, nothing even comes close.
It's clean. What I really like is that they separated the screen I'm looking at, and they got all my controls down here, but it's still a touch screen. But I can go in and I can dial in my exposure setting without fingering my picture, so to speak.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, and that, I don't know why more...
And it was surprisingly comfortable. I expected it to be top-heavy.
Yeah.
It balances.
Oh no, it's balanced, it's extremely well put together. And what I like I don't know what I like the most, but one feature I really like a lot is when that clamshell closes, it's safe. You can just throw it in a backpack.
Yeah.
I mean, most drones with this is no knock against Wakera here, but with these little sticks, you have to be very careful or have a customized carrying bag or something.
I like that you don't need a radio bag for the radio.
Yeah, no, very, very slick. So I'm really looking forward to playing around with one of those.
Yeah, that's the CEO, Benny.
Yes.
Benny, super nice guy, and what I really liked when chatting with Benny, he was more interested, he's really talking about high-end prosumer camera people, more than he's talking about drones.
Yeah.
So he's interested in making a flying camera for the type of people that buys a Nikon D3, D4, or mid-range Leicas, Hasselblads.
And another thing about X Dynamics, which I thought was very telling, is they weren't just showing the Evolve. They've got a little, slightly larger than your hand drone. They've got a gigantic X8 for lifting, digital cinema cameras. They've even got a fixed wing platform. And some of these booths you show up and they've got one little drone. It's like, are these guys still going to be here in 6 months? But the fact they've already got multiple drones.
Well, when we talk about multiple products and constantly changing, I have to bring up also Power Vision.
Yeah.
Constantly new stuff, and it's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I've been flying the Power Eye the last year, and it's a Micro Four Thirds. I'm really not terribly interested in cameras that's not Micro Four Thirds anymore or better. The Power Eye, 20 minutes flight time, and folds up nicely. Comes with a roll-along case. But what's unique about Valley, I think it's Valley, the CEO of PowerVision, he's constantly coming out. So he came out with the Power Ray, the underwater drone.
Right.
Now he has a new one that's kind of a snorkeler, so it stays on the surface like a speedboat. And he has the underwater, and he has the egg, and he has the professional Power Eye.
Yeah, no, another...
Constantly, that guy is not sitting still.
No, and I'm glad to see it. And we were talking about just a minute ago, I think it's great that there's more than one, manufacturer in the game who's gonna, I don't think it's good for anybody if there's only one big manufacturer. So I'm glad a lot of these companies are hanging tough and look like they got good plans.
Well, and I think one of the things we're really seeing that Power Eye and X Dynamics are kind of exemplifying that we figured out how to make a drone fly solid and stable now.
Yeah.
It's not questionable if it's going to fly. Now they're starting to work on human interface. They're starting to work on the quality of the camera. So we're more becoming Nikon, Canon, Minolta, which is no more Sony. We're becoming camera brands with small details are going to be the difference people are looking for.
Yeah, and I think we can't pass on, because we're sitting in their booth, Waukera. I mean, I just got my hands on the new Voyager 5. Haven't even had a chance to fly it yet, but just unboxing it and taking a look at it, I mean, that's an extremely solid, serious piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And right here you've got the Voyager 4.
Yeah, and I've been flying that for about a year now. And they set me up with a prototype, and the interesting thing is the battery has grown 3 times while I've flown this thing. It gets longer and longer, and it's not in your pocket. Not anymore, for sure. This thing here, I'm really liking where Waukera is going. They're showing a gas-powered hybrid drone for 2 hours of flight time with 5-kilogram payload. And again, the flight controls are locked in now. This thing in the air, you stick it up there, it does its thing. There's no stress. In the old days, we were stressing when they are up in the air.
Oh yeah. I remember the very first time, and this was with a multi-wii control board. I mean, it's going to be 7 years ago. We flew a drone out over the Willamette River in Portland, where we live, and I mean, I was sweating bullets. I was about to lose my mind. I mean, I was with my body trying to coax it back in over dry land. I mean, you're right. I mean, Waukera, the DJI,
That is funny what you're saying. I remember doing that. You're like trying to lean the radio.
Yes. And mysteriously, it never responded to that input for me.
Something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think when we both started flying, the big thing in improving drones, or whether it was birch or pine or bamboo sticks for the arms.
Yeah, what materials were we going to use for the limbs in order to try and dampen out as much vibration
because
as we
everything
could?
was shaking.
Yeah. Well, of course, we ended up using a foam block to separate the camera carriage from the main aircraft.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so it was just held in place with zip ties loose, and we put the battery on that base so it acted as ballast.
Got more weight.
Yeah.
So that could kind of absorb some of the vibrations.
Yeah.
But those were days.
Yes.
I mean,
that's cutting edge 2011 technology right there.
Servo-driven gimbals.
Oh yeah, it's the only way to fly. Gimbals? Who needs a
They were
gimbal?
horrible. Basically, once upon a time, the best video drone was a Y6 because they were very floaty. They didn't move very fast, so they kind of stayed stable. But you better not be trying to fly around something because it might not turn.
All right.
So anyway, anything else we discovered?
Let me see. I, to tell the truth, have not gotten to do as much exploration as I have. Unique's come out with a new fixed wing, which certainly looks interesting. Sort of a
$500.
Yeah, 500, 600, something like that. An interesting recreational flyer. They're not touting it for any sort of commercial or industrial work, but it looks like fun. And it's got gobs of smart features, so even a fixed-wing newbie like me is not going to crash it as much.
Well, and I like that they finally, I was telling them last year they needed to put the E90 camera on the H. And I'm like, really? Why didn't you do that last year? because last year that would have been really on the edge, cutting edge. Now it is still a very good move, and I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, no, and when you think about Unique, I love their aircraft. I love hexacopters, so that makes me, a softie for the H series anyway. But to be real frank and real honest, the weak link in Unique's products has always been the camera.
Yes.
When good, reliable platforms, responds well, flies beautifully, great aircraft to train new pilots with, but the camera's always kind of been there. It's a drone with a camera, but it looks like they have now just clubbed that problem to death.
Well, we're putting the 1-inch sensor again on the H Plus. That's really stepped the H into the next generation.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
So, why is it I feel like some of those people doing armchair coaching after the football game?
Well, yes, but they can always call us up and ask us on the front end. I'd certainly tell them.
Yeah. We try to be polite.
We try.
So now, what I have to hurry up and mention is subscribe to Patrick on Roswell Flight Test Crew. Link right here, or go to youtube.com/bowphoto and subscribe for my videos.
Yeah, or just type Roswell Flight Test Crew into Google or to YouTube and you'll find us in a hurry.
No crash, just test.
Yeah, Flight Test Crew. Got it, Bo?